killed your mother, would you sit here and tell us yes you did?
Yes.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. She was just dead.
How did you know you broke her breast?
I heard it. I mean, the autopsy will tell you guys. I heard it. I'd be very. This is really morbid. I'd like to know that, but I'm sure I did that.
But you heard it crack.
I believe I did, sir. Give me a second. I'm not a smart kid.
Yes, you are. You are very smart.
I'm not a smart kid.
See, you're getting upset with me.
Hello?
But I'm trying not to get you upset, all right? Because I keep telling you, we're on the same team here. All right? We want to get to the bottom of this.
Right.
On January 9th, 2012, 79-year-old Ina Gross was found lying face up in a pool of her own blood on her garage floor in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Her throat slashed, her ribs crushed, and a 10-inch kitchen knife left buried deep inside her neck. The scene was total bloody chaos. A heavy metal shoe rack knocked over her body, and her 57-year-old son, Thomas Gross, frantically claiming he'd just woken up to catch a 6 a.m. flight back to Israel when he stumbled upon the horror and tried to pull the knife out himself. He claimed it was a home invasion gone wrong. But behind the blood was a cold, calculated plot. A heavily indebted son who secretly spiked his mother's drink with prescription sedatives, dragged her unconscious body to the garage, and slaughtered her in cold blood after she refused to give him another dime of her $4 million estate. In this video, we analyze the intense police interrogation clips where Thomas attempts to lie, dodge, and negotiate his way out of a life sentence, unaware that every single word he says is nailing his own coffin shut.
We want to make this. You want another cup of coffee?
I don't need the second.
You sure? Because I can get it.
Okay, okay, thank you, thank you.
Through that pretty quick.
Yeah,
Get you some coffee going.
I don't know. First day of my life, I don't have any appetite.
I need to get back in.
That would be helpful.
See, senor.
Well, that's understandable. You wouldn't have an appetite.
When my dad passed away, I've still told many different policemen various things today. I don't know whether I've spoken to you or not. I have no idea.
No, I haven't spoken to you before. My name is Stephen Ives.
Hi, Tom Chris. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Wish you were better different. Yeah. Great minds. When my father passed away, he had been ill, and he had a unique illness. It was on the one hand, 100% certain he would pass away.
Right.
On the other hand, it didn't prevent him from doing anything. That is, it hit the bone marrow, the cells that grow inside your bone marrow, the red
Right.
cells, the white cells, that kind of stuff. So as long as he could get shots and/or transfusions from time to time, it kept him going for 8 months. But we knew he'd pass away.
Right.
And he told us, and he said that's his profession, and it was very clear, very, very clear. And thank you.
Welcome.
And so I had this unbelievable sadness when it occurred. I remember eating, like even overeating, because you get just so hungry now.
Notice what the detectives are doing here, or rather, what they aren't doing. By offering coffee, keeping the room relaxed, and letting Thomas ramble about his deceased father and overeating, they are using the Reed technique's rapport-building phase. They want Thomas comfortably talking so his baseline behavior is established. Thomas shows classic distraction behavior. Instead of grieving his mother, who was murdered hours ago, he redirects the emotional burden onto his father's past illness. It's an attempt to project grief without actually processing the immediate, horrific crime. Pay attention to what happens next. The moment detectives officially hit record and tell Thomas he's free to leave, his polite baseline is going to shift.
We're gonna go ahead and record this,
Sure.
all right?
That's fine.
Just so there's no mistakes
That's
about it, and then we can refer back to it. And because this, I just wanna make clear that, you're not under arrest, okay, and you're free to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just want you to know that. I mean, I don't want you to think because we're sitting in this room that you're not free to leave,
Okay, thank you. Okay.
okay?
We have to tell you that.
Okay.
Well, and I want you to feel comfortable. You're not under arrest, and it's just what it means.
Yeah.
You're not under arrest and you're free to leave.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I know that. I mean,
But it just, like, I don't want you to feel like,
I feel tired, sir. I just feel tired. So, go ahead.
all right, what we want to do is, we want to go through exactly what happened yesterday, and then last night, and then what led up to this morning, okay? From about probably the time you woke up yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning.
Yeah, we want to go through the whole day.
Okay. And this is not to write this down. It's being recorded,
No,
right?
we're recording.
Okay, cool.
Right, but I might take notes if you don't mind.
Yesterday morning is Sunday morning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
My sister Ellen, who you met, I'm going back a bit to give you a background, was in Baltimore for business and she was ill. She went there despite having a bad bronchitis. And therefore, neither my mom nor I had an opportunity to see her on Saturday. We made plans, and we carried out these plans, to see her and Dave on Sunday. We had thought that maybe we would drive up to Lutz, which my mother often does.
Who's Dave?
I'm sorry, Dave is my sister Ellen's husband.
Okay, so your brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law. You have to do a lot.
That's okay.
However, my sister said she was feeling well enough and that we would meet in St. Petersburg at one of those nice restaurants they have on the water there.
This is yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Okay.
We were originally going to meet them earlier, but Ellen, despite being sick, had some work to do, and it ended up that we met around 1:30, which means we left around 12:30 or 1:45 or whatever. So, around 11 o'clock, my mom and I went to do some clothes shopping for my daughter Yulia, just spelled Yulia. We went to Kohl's in Lakewood Ranch. I don't know exactly where that is, but you guys probably do.
Yes.
And I bought 2 shirts at Kohl's.
And this is about 11 o'clock yesterday.
Later, by the time we bought it was maybe probably noon. We then returned back to my mom's house, and we picked up the dog Nikki, whom you saw, I think. You saw the dog? And we drove up to St. Petersburg.
And you took the Honda?
Yeah, the other car's not ours.
Okay. Who drove?
I think I did. I think both ways. She drives a lot to see my sister. She drove a lot to see my sister.
Okay.
And I wanted to give her as much of a break as I can.
Do you remember where you went in St. Pete?
Yeah. So we got there maybe 15 minutes before Ellen and David, my sister and brother-in-law. And Ellen had recommended that I take a look because I had never seen it. I forget the name of the hotel. You guys probably know it. There's a wonderful, magnificent hotel on the water.
Don Cesar.
That's another one. That's on the
It's on the Gulf.
Gulf. This is right on the St. Petersburg pier side.
The Vinoy.
The Vinoy.
Okay.
So I went
That's
inside
where you
the Vinoy. I went inside the Vinoy. My mother stayed outside with Nikki. Then I spoke to my wife and daughter because it was nearing 2 o'clock in here, which is 9 o'clock in Israel, 7 hours ahead, p.m. And it was time for my daughter to go to bed. I wanted to say goodnight. And then David and Ellen arrived, and we sat at a restaurant where they served gelato, and next to it is a place where they have tea.
Was it in the Vinoy?
No. Further to the south, by 4th Street.
Okay. You remember the name of the restaurant?
No, but it could, no, but one's called Gelato, and the next one says Chai, like in tea, you know. Okay. And we were there till probably 3:30 or 3:45. We got home, and I don't know what time we got home, but it was early enough on. Remember, excuse me, we must have left earlier than that because I arrived home before kickoff of the Pittsburgh-Denver football game. And I watched the game until maybe 2 or 3 minutes into the second half. Denver was ahead 20-6. When I got home, I must digress. I know this doesn't interest you, but I was raised in Cleveland, so I hate Pittsburgh. However, there's a very nice man at the dog park. My mother takes Nikki the dog to the dog park every day.
Right.
His name is Bill. Bill is from Pittsburgh, and so for the first time in my life, I rooted for Pittsburgh, and they lost.
All right, so you watched it until the third quarter?
Maybe 3 minutes in, maybe 2 minutes in, because even though my mom had already seen the movie, what's it called? A margin call, at the $2.50 cinema. I don't know where it is exactly, but you go down University to the west.
Past Coles.
Past Coles. It's a $2.50 cinema. There's a Greek restaurant there. Okay. And we saw Margin Call.
Who drove?
I did. Both ways.
Remember what your mom was wearing?
No idea.
No? You don't remember?
Oh. No. No. But I'm thinking, I'm not sure of this. This is with a parenthesis or whatever you guys do. The same color shirt she had on, but I don't even know what color that is.
She had a blue sweater on.
That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Blue jeans.
Maybe. Blue jeans are common for her. She wears a lot of blue jeans.
Sneakers.
She has white sneakers.
What was she wearing when you guys went to the movies, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I suspect blue jeans. The white sneakers, I don't know. Maybe. That would make sense. Blue jeans, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
The blue jeans, no, the sneakers, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so very tired.
You don't know about,
the sneakers, but that would make sense. She used to wear white sneakers a lot. So, the movie ends, I'm sorry.
So what were you wearing?
Yesterday? I believe I was wearing it's not red, like, I don't know, red, it's not red like that, but more red than any other color shirt.
Okay. Like long sleeve shorts?
No, a cotton, it's like your type of shirt.
Okay.
But it wasn't all red, it was red, it was, you know, like yours is mostly white, this was mostly red, except it wasn't red, it was more burgundy or whatever.
Okay.
where would that be, in the house?
In my suitcase.
In your suitcase? Where's your suitcase?
My suitcase is in what used to be my father's study. We hide the suitcases from Nicky because Nicky gets very depressed when he sees a suitcase because he knows it implies travel.
That's a dog.
So I packed up last night except for wearing my suit. I had my jeans that I wore yesterday, the jeans that you guys have now taken for inventory or whatever it is, there's a word for it, I forgot the word, that I wore last night, and I left my suit out. I have a dark gray, almost black suit with a blue shirt and a purple tie.
All right, so yesterday you were wearing this reddish.
I was wearing a reddish type shirt with the same blue jeans I had on this morning because that's what I put on when I got out of bed. I didn't want to walk around half naked through the house, obviously.
The detectives sit back and let him speak completely uninterrupted. This is a classic open-ended questioning strategy. The goal is simple. Let the suspect commit to a rigid timeline so they can later trap him with forensic evidence. Thomas gives an overwhelming amount of unsolicited, hyper-specific details naming store locations like Kohl's, shirt colors, and precise local times in Israel. Guilt-driven suspects often believe that more details equal more credibility. In reality, innocent people in shock rarely recall exact shopping itineraries down to the minute. Keep watching. Thomas is about to lay out his exact movements inside his mother's house at night, and a tiny detail about throwing away tomato paste will soon backfire on him.
Where are my
What shoes?
I only have 2 pairs of shoes. One are dark black, elegant formal shoes that I was going to wear today. The other are brown lace shoes. They're not moccasins. They're more hard.
Like deck shoes? Like boat shoes?
More like boat shoes, but not like I don't want you to get the wrong idea. They're the kind of thing you could wear at a not at a business meeting, but at
So just brown casual?
yeah, exactly. But not moccasins.
Okay.
That's what I have. I just have 2 pair of shoes.
And where are the shoes at now?
Well, the black shoes are in the same room where the suit is. When you enter the house through the garage, you go to your left, there's a room, and that room has hangers. And my dress shirt and my dress suit and my dress shoes are all in that closet. The shoes that I wore yesterday were in the bedroom I was sleeping in, and I assume I put them on when I got up. I don't know. They're either in the bedroom or in the living room, or maybe I had them when I saw my mother. I don't know.
All right, so you go to the movie.
Okay, so we leave at 9. We're home at 9:20. We have.
Is there any alarm or anything in the house?
There is, and
Do you guys set it, or
no,
does
my
your
mom
use it?
No, I'm told by some of the neighbors that she uses it when she's home alone. I've never seen her use it, and my sister Ellen told me today that whenever anyone's over the house, she never uses it.
Okay, now,
The code is 5418.
when you left, did you secure the house, front door, or is it front door always stay locked? And you use the garage door opener?
The front door should be locked. I don't know whether it was. I'm not saying it wasn't. I don't know. I didn't check. And the garage, you leave through the garage door. There's also a back door.
Let me ask you this,
There's also
since you've been here, have you gone in and out of the front door?
of course.
So you don't just use the garage door?
Oh no.
So at what point was the garage door unsecured?
Just leaving the house between 7 and 9, or 20 of 7 and 9:20.
All right, but it would have been secured.
At usually around 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, either I or my mother walks, if I'm here, walks the dog, and occasionally, but not often, she walks the dog one more time just to take a pee. She'll walk the dog at 9:30 to give him 5 or 6 minutes, 10 minutes of exercise, and then sometimes she'll take him out at 11 to just pee on the grass.
All right, let's go
When she
specifically
finishes
what
that,
happened last night.
when she finishes that pee with the dog, she shuts the garage door. The car, she brings the car in. If it's not in, she shuts the garage door. She locks the front door. I'm told, I've never seen this, that she puts on the alarm, and that's the story.
Now they're drilling the basics. Where he was, what he did, who he saw, minute by minute. On the surface, it looks like routine fact-finding. But psychologically, this is where they set traps. If his story is true, these details should stay consistent. If he's lying, he has to keep a whole fake story straight in his head while they throw in random specifics, times, locations, small actions. Later, they're going to come back to these same points and test whether his answers match. Any mismatch becomes leverage.
What happened?
So
What happened last night when
Okay.
you guys got,
Okay.
you said it was 9:20.
Oh, that's a guess. I mean, the movie ended at 9.
Right.
Okay. So we reheated some chili that I made on Friday night. We had chili. We had iceberg lettuce. My mother likes to drink wine. She had a glass or two of white wine. I had a little white wine, and I don't drink a lot of wine. At 9:30, there's a program on television she likes. It's called The Good Wife. I went to the couch to watch it. She took the dog out, and then she came back and she watched it. I was getting tired. There was another program on, I don't know what it's called, When the Good Wife Ended.
On the same channel then?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what it was about. It was set in the 60s. It was set in the 1960s. I don't know any of the actors. I know some of the actors in The Good Wife.
Did you watch the whole Good Wife? The whole
I kind
entire...
of dozed. Well, it was on the whole time. I mean, it was on from start to finish, but I was dozing. But I remember the actors, and they had some scene about a stripper. In the other program, I don't know the actors. It's set in the 60s, like I said, and all I remember is that there was a woman talking about how that some women look down on women who have sex before marriage, but she doesn't. And I kind of fell asleep. I remember rolling off the couch into the bedroom around 11:15, said goodnight to my mom.
Did you guys have any conversation while we're watching
No,
TV?
well, I was dozing, no.
So no conversation?
Not that I mean, I don't know.
How about during dinner?
Of course.
What did you guys talk about?
I don't know.
I'm sorry we have to be so specific, Tom, but we, any little thing, you know, and you know it is, any little thing can help us with this case. All right?
I'll tell you, okay, I don't know. Let me think. What are we talking about during dinner? My sister, okay, there's a sister who's apparently flying down today. Her name is Abby. Abby is younger than I and older than Ellen. Abby has a business. She owns a video store which has a lottery. And the video store is not a good business, as you probably can imagine. The lottery makes her some money. My mom and I were talking about whether it was possible, this is up in Cleveland, Ohio, possible under Ohio law, for her to sell off most of the square footage of the business and just keep a small square footage and therefore small rent for the lottery. Since we don't know, and my sister Abby doesn't know, and she's going to be seeing her accountant in February, she has no idea whether she's making money, and if so, she doesn't know whether she's making the money only from the lottery or also from the business. Excuse me. And I made the suggestion, and my mom wanted me to mention this to Abby, that she consider the possibility of getting rid of the video store, turning it over to anybody, or selling it off, or having somebody move in and make a clothing store, and just keep the square footage for the lottery. And that was dinner conversation.
Okay, so you go to bed at 10:45.
I mean, that's a guess. I'm not, you know.
Right, but you leave your mom, she's still watching TV.
I think so.
Where is she
Yes.
watching TV? What room are you guys in watching?
There's a living room. There are two couches. So you're the television. I'm lying on the couch that goes like this. She and the dog are lying on the couch that go like this.
The one that's got the towel, the blanket or the towel on it.
I have no idea. There's a red thing. It could be in either one.
Yeah.
But it could be in either one. I have no idea which one is on.
Okay.
All right, so again, you go to bed, and your mom's on the couch with the dog.
I hear, I think fairly early in the evening, not,
Well, let me ask you this real
yeah,
quick.
sure.
When you get home, you're driving,
Home at 9:20.
right, you get home at 9:20. Do you park the car in the garage? Or
No, not yet.
All right, how does the car get in the garage?
Presume that my mother brings it in.
Okay, so did you go in the garage any other time then, until you found your mother?
What do you mean?
Were you in the garage from any time from when you guys came home at 9:20 to when you found her this morning? Had you gone back to the garage or anything?
Other than when you found her?
thinking. We had a thing of tomato paste that she wanted me to throw out. There's a, when you go into the garage, here's my mom's car, here's the other car. On the left, there's a bin of recyclables.
Okay.
I threw out tomato paste. To the best of my knowledge, that's the only time I was in the garage.
When was that? About what time? Like
9:30, maybe, when the good wife begins. Maybe,
before dinner then? Or?
no, after dinner.
Was that dinner, but before the show?
At the beginning of the show, I don't know.
And at that point, was the car in the garage? Or was the car in the driveway?
I believe that the car was in the garage. She may have brought it. Oh, so I'll tell you when it was, I guess. If she took Nikki out at 9:30, then when she brought Nikki back in, she probably pulled the car into the garage. That's my guess.
Okay, but when you put the tomato paste
The car was there.
in the recyclables,
The car was there.
and the garage door was closed.
And always. I mean, at night, always.
Okay. And this would have been 9:30?
9:45, 9:30, I don't know.
Okay, well, you went to bed at, you went to bed at 11:15, right? So before the good wife.
Before, during, at the beginning, I mean, you know.
Right. All right, so
My mom gets up a lot at night. She doesn't make a lot of noise. I occasionally hear her puttering around. I believe I heard her puttering last night, but not at the beginning of the night. Like I don't know. Let's say midnight. Could be earlier, 11:30. Could be 11. And I had set my cell phone alarm for 3:45 a.m. She was also supposed to set hers and wake me up.
what do you use, your iPhone or
iPhone.
for your alarm?
iPhone.
Where's your iPhone now?
I have no idea. It's in the house somewhere. I mean, it's in the bedroom. I may have had it. I don't know where it is. I don't know.
So you put the tomato paste can in the recyclables.
Yeah, 9:45, 9:30.
Okay, so you set your iPhone alarm for 3:45.
3:45. Got up at 3:45 and promptly fell back to sleep.
Okay, when you said you got up, did you actually get out of bed, or you just wake up, smack the alarm, and go back to sleep?
So I did.
Gotcha. Okay.
Counted on my mom. We were going to leave the house at approximately 4:30 because my flight is at 6:45 and we wanted to be there at 5:30. It's about an hour from there to the Tampa area.
I'm sorry, your alarm was set for 3:45?
3:45. I woke up, and again, now I can't give you the exact time because you will be able to check it against when I called 911. I got up between 5 and 10 minutes before I called 911, whenever that was. Let's say that is 5:30. It could be earlier. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough.
But if it's 5:30, that means I got up at 5:20 or 5:25.
We'll just say 10 minutes before 9.
5 to 10 minutes before.
Okay.
5 to 10 minutes.
And I'm saying, I said, my goodness, it's late, and we're gonna have to rush to the airport. And I walk through the house, and I'm looking for my mom, and I don't see her, and I'm not concerned. And I see the dog, Nikki, in the garage, and I go to get Nikki, and Nikki is not, excuse me, I'm gonna touch you for a second. Nikki is not touching my mother like this. Nikki's like this, and he is licking up, I guess, blood.
Let's just, when you wake up, what are you wearing? Do you get dressed?
I put on my jeans. I was wearing underwear, the regular white jockey underwear, not, the shorts kind, not the the stuff that goes under here, right here. And
So you put on your jeans?
I put on my shoes. Put on my shoes.
Those casual brown shoes?
I put on socks and shoes. Shoes, maybe, I don't know. I think.
I'm sorry to have to ask you such specific questions.
Okay, I don't know.
But I can tell you're getting...
Did you catch that? They just highlighted a small inconsistency. To him, it feels minor. To a detective, it's a red flag. In interrogations, tiny contradictions matter more than big dramatic ones. They show his story isn't coming from real memory. It's being constructed on the spot. Soon, they'll start using these little mismatches to push him into over-explaining. And that's where people usually dig themselves deeper.
Upset with this?
I'm not upset with you.
All right, well, I don't want you to
I'm
get
upset about something else altogether. I'm not upset, sir.
because we're all on the same side
I
here.
know
We're
that.
trying to.
I know that. I'm not upset.
All right, so you wake up. Now you're late. So you put on your jeans, your socks and shoes.
Believe so, yes. And I see the dog, and then I see my mom.
No. So you wake up, and then what do you started looking for your mom? Where'd you go first? Did you go in a bedroom?
Yeah, sure. But come out of, I don't know whether you know which room I'm in. There's a room with 2 double beds.
Right.
Is that the one you're in?
That's the one I'm in.
Okay.
Did you make the bed when you woke up?
No. There is, you come out of that room, you walk past some chairs, which are like kitchen stool chairs. And you take a turn, or kind of a right turn, and then a left turn that takes you into my mom's bedroom. So I went into my mom's bedroom, she wasn't there, and in the bathroom, then I took a look in case she was in the living room, and I just walked past it. And then I looked at the bedroom where my suit is and my shirt, and I said, Jesus Christ, I better get dressed in a hurry. And then I looked down the hall, and I saw Nikki, the hall where on the left there's a washer and a dryer. I saw Nikki the dog.
In the garage.
Nikki the dog was in the garage. There are 2 doors. There's a screen door and a wood door.
Right.
The wood door was open. I think there's a screen door and a wood door. I honestly, that's what I think. And is that true? And the screen, he can push the screen open. He was in. And
Okay, but I think the screen door's on a spring, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been
So
closed.
hydraulic. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, then I don't know. But he was inside. He was inside. He was in the garage. He was in the garage.
Okay, but I'm just curious how you would have seen from the hallway, because
I don't know. I heard him. I don't know, sir.
You said you were walking back into that old study where your suit and such was.
Right.
was there any lights on? Because now it's like 5, so let's say 5:30.
Yeah, but I don't know where the lights are, sir.
No, but when you were walking around looking for your mom, were the lights on and turning
Some
on
lights on. Yeah, of course. I don't know which lights are on and which lights are off. I have no idea.
Well, it's pretty important. Because, whoever came in there could have turned lights on or...
Okay, you're a detective. You think about these things.
Right, and that's why I'm asking you to think. You have a graduate degree, you're a smart guy,
I don't know.
right?
You're being nice.
Did you use the restroom when you got up?
Probably. I definitely used it at night.
Okay. Which restroom were you using? There's 3.
I've used all 3. During the night, I tend to use only the restroom that's near the bedroom I'm in.
Okay.
But I've used the one in my mom's room, and I've used the one in the when you walk through the garage and you go out to the left. There's a restroom there. I've used that as well.
The detectives are now subtly shifting from open questions to pinpointing spatial mechanics. By asking which bathroom he used during the night, they are quietly establishing whether he had a physical reason to be near the garage without alarming him. Look at his response. He claims to have used all 3 restrooms in the house, including the one accessed right near the garage. He is hedging his bets. He knows his DNA or fingerprints might be found near that garage door. So he's creating a preemptive excuse for why he was wandering around that specific area in the middle of the night. Right now, the detectives are playing dumb and letting him build his own trap. Fast forward to the end of the interview, and you'll see the exact moment they pull the trap shut by bringing up the murder.
Which one? You said you think you may have used the restroom when you got up, when you went looking for your mom.
The one that would be immediately near me.
Okay. Do you remember doing that, or?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's not the kind of thing you tend to think about.
Right, I don't mark it on my calendar either, I'm just wondering if you remember.
I know at my age, I have to get up during the night. Me
I,
and you are the same age.
I got up during the night.
It's not funny.
No,
Is it loud? No, it's not.
Yes.
She's laughing.
no, just,
Right, well,
you wait.
Yeah.
Your time will come.
you have to put it on your calendar.
Glasses too.
Oh, well, I need them. I don't wear them, but I need them.
Just for close.
For reading.
All right, so let's just nail down this thing with the door. I have a concern about that because it's the way you said the dog was licking the blood, and you wouldn't have been able to see that. So,
And I don't.
but we need to explain all these things. So the screen doors
I
on the spring.
I don't know. I don't know. I remember. What I remember is seeing Nikki, and Nikki was outside, and Nikki was licking the blood.
Now, when you
Maybe
saw,
he made noise, and I went up. I don't. It's not it's not the kind of thing that you think about.
now when you were coming back down the
I have
hallway,
no idea.
when you're coming back down the hallway,
What do you mean back now? What does that mean?
when did you see Nikki in the garage? When you're going to the bedroom or coming out of the bedroom?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you said you'd gone through, your mom wasn't in the room, so then you went to the back, you went to the old study to go put your clothes on because you were thinking you were going to be late, right?
Right. I was late.
Right. So had you made it into the bedroom yet, or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. But either before or after you saw Nikki either before or after you got to the bedroom, you saw Nikki down that hallway when you passed by. Is that correct?
Either before or after. Sure, it's one or the other. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, now did you go into the garage when you saw Nikki in there?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's when you seen your mom.
I saw my mom. I saw her want to puke.
Did you puke?
No.
Are you sure? Because there's some vomit in the car.
I did not.
Inside the car.
I did not puke. No.
Did your mom vomit at any time, like on any of your trips yesterday?
Not that I saw.
You would have seen, right?
No.
If you
So
were
the
in
answer is no.
car.
So the answer is no.
All right, so you see your mom. And what's
So there's vomit in the car?
Yes, sir. So the first thing you see,
There's vomit in the car.
yes, sir.
Look at the trap Thomas just walked into. If he admits his mother was sick, he has to explain because that completely contradicts the story he'd been telling. But by insisting she was totally fine during dinner, he leaves only one scientific explanation for the vomit: acute poisoning or trauma while she was in that vehicle. Toxicology reports later confirmed Ina had heavy doses of prescription sedatives in her system, drugs she was never prescribed. The vomit in the car was the physical manifestation of those drugs taking effect as Thomas trapped her in the running vehicle, before ultimately finishing her off with a kitchen knife. When faced with this graphic detail, Thomas once again retreats into his safety phrase: "I have no idea." It was the only defense left for a man whose story was drowning in physical facts.
First thing you see when you see your
I
mom,
don't think.
what do you do? This is very important. What do you do? Because we have to explain physical
After
evidence.
I take after I want to puke. I go and I pick up the phone from the kitchen,
So you leave your mom, you go back into the kitchen.
pick up the phone,
This is the house phone,
the house phone,
okay?
and I pick up towels from the bathroom where I take a shower, which is the one near the bedroom, and the bathroom where it is near the room where I had the suit and tie.
Let me ask you this, I'm
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, but you didn't go and check on her and see what happened? Because I would assume there's no light in the garage, but a light probably wasn't on.
I have no idea whether I was on or not.
Right, but, I mean, so you actually
I don't-
seen her enough to get towels to what, clean
I
up the
was
blood?
there, I was there.
See, but she was underneath the car kind of, and that's why
I
I'm
removed,
curious.
there was not.
See, that's why I said this is
I
very
removed-
important, Tom.
There was a shoe rack. A metal, thin metal shoe rack.
Right.
And her head was between the two pieces of the metal shoe rack. I removed the shoe rack. And if you're asking me whether that happened before I got the towels and the phone for 911 or after, I have no idea.
Okay, where was the shoe rack at originally?
Well, first,
Where does it normally live?
I think exactly where she was. That is, if you walk into the garage from the door, and the car is here and the visiting car is there, it's over there on the left.
Okay, it's not in front of the Honda, it's over on the side?
I don't know.
Okay, if you come...
Remember, I don't live there.
Well, I understand that. If you come in from the garage door, the roll-up door.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you walk in where the Honda sits. Okay, say the Honda wasn't there.
Yeah.
So you walk in there where the Honda sits. Is that shoe rack on the same wall as the door or the next wall over? Yeah, the door into the house.
First, I don't know where the shoe rack is.
Okay.
I think that the shoe rack is not on the wall facing the garage door, although it could be. I think
Look at it this way, when you drove in to the garage, did you have to worry about hitting that?
no, I have to worry about hitting the other car. I have to worry about making sure there's enough space on the right to make sure I don't go too far forward. I have to make sure that I'm in deep enough.
Right. Do you think it was against the
I
sidewall
have
or
no-
against the front?
John, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, but let's get back to when you first seen her, okay? Exactly what you did. Did you go down and check her? Because I got to tell you, what you told me, all right, was that they told you to take the knife out of her.
no, I don't think she said that. Maybe if I said I don't
Well, you
know.
said.
I said, okay, I took it out.
Okay,
She said, no, she said, I don't know. She said, put the 911 operator, and the 911 said, put your hand on her forehead and
Right,
lift her head back like that.
right, but let's go back to the knife while we're on the knife.
Where was
Okay.
it?
Where was the knife when you first seen it?
In her throat.
Okay, and why did you take it out? Or did you take it out?
I most certainly did.
Okay,
I don't know, because it was disgusting. Because she put the head back and there it was.
so,
It's my
okay,
mother, you know.
I know, sir, all right, and I'm sorry we have to go through this, but it's very important because there's physical evidence that doesn't match what you're telling us, and we
You
gotta
say so, but-
reconcile it.
Okay, well,
All
look.
right, well, you know what reconcile means, right?
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I do, but I think you're looking for something that isn't there.
Well, first of all, what we gotta say is we're looking for the truth, okay? And you're helping us try to find the truth, all right? So that's why it's important, when you first
It's
seen your
impossible, John.
mother.
It's an impossible question. I don't know. All I remember is seeing her head between two pieces of the metal thing and removing the metal thing. And I remember taking the knife out, and I believe, and if I said this, I apologize. I don't think I said it, but I don't think it was because the 911 operators had taken the knife out. I don't recall that at all. I believe I took it out when her head was back and her chin was up.
All right, let's go back to the towels. So you seen her, and then you went to the kitchen and retrieved the knife.
Kitchen, no.
Well, you said you went and got the phone from the kitchen.
For the kitchen, for the
And then
phone.
you said you went and got the towels from your bathroom.
2 bathrooms.
Okay, 2 bathrooms. All right, now, what predisposed you to go and get towels?
Because it was blood everywhere.
All right, so when you walked in, that's what I'm getting at, is you seen your mom laying there and there was blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the towels from? Were they hanging on the towel racks or were they in a closet?
Towel racks.
Towel racks, okay.
Well, actually, my bathroom, they were draped over the shower.
You want another cup of coffee, Tom? Or
No,
Are you sure you want some water?
I'm fine, John.
All right, I'm sorry we have to get so specific here, but what we're trying to do is just, we just need the sequence of what happened.
I'm doing my best.
And you are. You're doing very well. But
But this
you
is
were
very
the first
traumatic.
one there. So
I was the only one there.
right. Which is the point. That's why we need to know as much as you can possibly remember. Okay? So you came into the garage.
I tell you again, in no order.
Let's try to get an order, okay? You came into the garage, you seen your mom.
I see Nikki and my mom.
Okay.
I don't believe that I believe I went straight to get towels and the phone.
Okay. Did you touch your mom first or no? You just walked in there and saw her
I
and
don't
then came
remember.
back out?
I don't recall. I have no idea.
Okay.
I come up to my mom. Now I have the phone. There are towels. I throw them down. I see that her head is. About the following. I'm very certain. I think I'm very certain. Not certain about anything. But I take. Her head was kind of trapped between the two wires.
On one of the shelves.
The little shoe thing.
Yes.
I'm calling 911.
Mhm.
I don't know whether I moved her head first or call 911 first. I get a very quick response. I say, I think my mother is dead. You can listen to the tapes, you know what was said, you know better than I, or you will know better than I. And she is telling me to check for breathing. She says, put your hand on her forehead, put her head something and see if she's breathing.
Did you do that?
Yeah, except it was, and I see this knife in her throat. So I remove the knife. And then I said, look, she's not
You
breathing.
remember what you did with it?
Absolutely no idea. No idea. It's there. I mean,
your
I
fingerprints are going to be on the knife.
absolutely.
Watch his behavior here. You might see things like long pauses before answering, repeating the question back, or avoiding eye contact when certain topics come up. None of these are proof of guilt on their own, but combined with the contradictions in his story, they're strong indicators of stress. He's no longer just recalling events. He's managing how he's being perceived. Detectives notice this, and they use it to decide which topics to press harder on next. In a few minutes, they'll zero in on one specific detail they know doesn't add up and watch how he reacts when the story starts to fall apart.
Where was I?
You're
Putting her
the
head
knife.
back.
And she said, and she said, I said, she says, something, is she breathing? Or I said, she's not breathing. I said, she's dead. She goes, well, you need to give her 600, not percussion, compressions. I said, okay. I give 2 and I hear her breast.
What'd you do with the phone when you were doing that?
Somewhere, my mom is lying basically like this. I don't know what angle. I'm here. I'm kind of pressing like that. There's some place up to my left to put the phone, and it's not standing up. I think it's lying down, but it's on something to my left. Here's the front of the car. Can I draw this? This is a bad drawing. There's nothing to scale. Here's the car. Here are the tires. My mom is something like this.
Just put her,
I'm basically
circle
here.
where her head is. And,
Her head is here.
Okay.
This is my head. And over here, there's something to put the cell phone on. Not the cell phone, the phone. Because she says to me, over here, and she says to me,
Show me where that wire rack is. Now, what did you do? Because if that was
I had to
over her,
make it-
did you pick it up?
I don't
move
maybe, I'm sure, absolutely.
Did you pull her out from underneath the car to do the compression?
No, she was not underneath the car.
Did you move her back underneath the car when you were done, or?
No, I don't believe so. I mean,
Well, that's the better question is, do you remember moving her?
I don't. I don't believe that I did.
And what'd you do with the towels?
They were there. I don't know. They were just.
Did you start like?
No.
Did you put the
Yeah, but it was
towel
all
in
blood. It was all blood everywhere. And then I put my leg down, and it was full of blood where my leg was when I'm going like this. And there's blood underneath her neck and blood over there to my left. To my left, there's blood. So there's blood where my knee is here. This is me? Yes.
Yeah.
My knee is here, there's blood. There's blood over here, and there's blood all over here. This is blood.
And you put the towels on top of the blood, correct?
Well, initially I was going to put them on my mom, but then she said, no, you got to give her the percussion. So anyway, I counted up to 240, and it was ridiculous. She was just dead.
How did you know you broke her breast?
I heard it. I mean, the autopsy will tell you guys. I heard it. I'd be very. This is really morbid. I'd like to know that, but I'm sure I did that.
Would you heard it correct?
I believe I did, sir.
It's very, very normal for that to occur.
Actually, if you do it correct.
Yeah, if you do it right, you will.
You will crack it.
Oh yeah, if you do it right, you'll do it.
Well, I said to the 911 lady that over 20 years ago I took a CPR course, but she said, well, things have changed.
You went to bed at 10:45.
More or less, yeah.
You didn't get up at any time?
I did. Did I have to pee?
Okay, you didn't hear anything? Any
I
banging?
did. Banging? No. What I heard until
You didn't hear?
latest at 1 o'clock, if not earlier, if not midnight, if not 11:30, pitter patter.
Well, you told me that you heard your mom up.
Pitter patter.
But no loud noises?
Absolutely not.
Nothing that would have woke the neighbors?
Absolutely not.
I mean, just,
Absolutely not.
is
Absolutely.
that usual for your mother? Like
To pitter patter?
to get up in the middle of the
Yeah,
night?
yeah.
Does your mom make her bed every night?
My mom
I mean, every
makes
morning?
her bed every morning.
Every morning?
Every morning.
She looked like she tucks the sheets in and everything.
She's very, very, very methodical.
Because it doesn't look, well, let me ask you this, did she go to bed last night?
First, I have no idea. Second, logically so. First, I have no idea. Second, logically so. That's all I can tell you. And yes, she makes her bed. Forgetting about this tragedy for a second. If we had actually gotten up when we were supposed to get up, it would be very possible that she wouldn't make her bed before we left to go up to Tampa Airport. But on a normal day where she gets up at 7, her bed is made by 8, if not earlier.
Right.
Well, that's a good question, whether she actually went to bed last night or whether she stayed up all night.
She would never stay up all night. There's no reason she'd stay up all night.
So
Why would she stay up all night?
Maybe she was killed like at 11:15 or 11:30.
Maybe she was
asleep. She could have been killed at 11:15 or 11:30. Other than the pit pattern.
Well, the autopsy report will say that I don't know. I have no idea.
Did you hear the car in the garage running at all last night?
Did I hear the car in the garage? I did not hear the car in the garage.
Not at even like 11, 11:30, 12?
I did not hear it.
Okay.
You didn't pull the car in the garage, correct?
You already answered that.
First, I don't even remember.
Let me ask you about this. How
Something
about,
else I forgot that. It's very tough.
like your mom, you told me earlier that she had she was a great woman, absolutely, but she was a little off because her husband passed away about a year and a half ago.
My mom,
Was she,
my mom, like everybody, has pros and cons. My mom, for this is irrelevant because you guys are detectives, I'm not, but this was murder if I ever saw.
There's no way she could have committed.
She could have, but not last night. That's just impossible. I saw the blood. She was, but not daily. She frequently talked about going to the top of the Skyway Bridge. She mentioned that apparently a motorcyclist a couple months ago went to the, you guys familiar with that? You heard about that?
We
Okay.
were,
You were there, that's your case. And I stood, this is so morbid, and I said, well, I was making a joke, I like to make jokes, especially when things are black. And I said, did they ever find the body? And she goes, no, she doesn't think so. I said, aha, this is why you can't jump. Because when you die, you made it very clear, and this also could be in the will, I don't know, I've never seen it. You made it very clear that you want your body to be cremated like Dad, and then for us to take the urns with both of your ashes and to take it up to Boston where you were both raised, and to take both sets of ashes and pour it into the ocean. And therefore, I'm making this black joke. If you jump off the Skyway Bridge and we don't find your body, we can't cremate you, therefore you can't be dumped into the ocean. Ha 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 ha. One of the policemen before you arrived asked me if I thought it was self-inflicted, and I don't know whether this is a question that a policeman is required to ask. Again, if he's required, please forgive me. I thought it was the stupidest question I've ever heard.
While we're talking about the knife, can you describe where it was on her neck, and whether it was like straight up and down or on an angle, or like which way the blade was?
No, I just know that there were several, and the blade was in. I don't know what angle.
Like how was it? Like was it hard to get out, or?
I don't recall it being hard to get out. I just remember pulling it straight out.
Okay, you just went like this, pull it straight out. When you had to go like that?
Not to the best of my knowledge. I don't know. You guys did the forensics. I don't know. I just remember taking it out.
Right, but Tom, you just went like this.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cut. Did you do any more damage maybe when you?
I hope not. I certainly hope not.
Is it possible?
Unlikely, but possible, but unlikely. I don't think so. I may have used my left hand. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest. I'm 57. I don't think I did any further. Who knows? It was a mess.
Are you right or left handed?
Right-handed.
So you went out to reach across. You probably took it out with your right hand, or?
I don't recall, sir. I don't know. Any guess is good. Not the kind of thing I remember.
All right. So you didn't hear any banging? Did the doorbell ring?
Nothing, and not
door slam. Garage door go
and not Nikki.
Nothing.
Nikki. Let me explain. So let me tell you, Nikki is a friendly dog. He doesn't have a crazy bark like a police dog, but he has an affectionate bark. No, I did not hear that.
Can you explain to us again how with the CPR? Because when we looked at your mom, she's laying down and like she's kind of under the car, and then the wire rack is almost like perpendicular, like a crosser. All right, and I'm just.
It may have fallen after I stopped. I don't know. When I did CPR,
there was no wire rack.
To the best of my recollection, I had moved her head up and pushed it up over there somewhere. But over there it's like from here to here. There's no room.
Right.
Again, you guys know the crime scene better than I.
All right. If you did the compressions.
Yeah, go on.
All right. There's no way that you would have had
I'm quite sure I said John Curtin.
You said it might have fallen back.
No, I didn't say it might have fallen back. I said my mom's head was. This is so grotesque. It was the bottom. One piece was here, and one piece was here. I don't recall how I did it. It wasn't difficult. I pushed it up, and now, to the best of my recollection, it was no longer on her or covering her, and to the best of my recollection, it was somewhere over there to my left.
Okay, so you picked it up, the whole thing up, and you moved it?
No.
Okay.
There was a part of it, just two pieces, that were not covering, that's the wrong word, but were one here and one here. And I picked it up.
Okay.
I don't know about any of the other pieces. I don't know how it's constructed.
Okay.
I would like to see it, but I can tell you that I'm only talking about only two pieces of wire.
Okay.
And therefore, it had, to the best of my recollection, no impact whatsoever on compressions. I did 240 or 250 compressions, and other than breaking her breastbone on the first two, I don't recall any other anything.
Okay, now you moved the wire rack.
Yes, yes,
okay.
The top,
Yeah.
these two pieces.
Right, as I said, you moved that. Okay, was that before or after you went and retrieved the phone and the towels?
Definitely after.
That was after.
Yes.
Okay. So
All right, another discrepancy we have is,
Was this a discrepancy now? Because I don't.
no, that's not.
That's
The dog was,
clarification.
we're just clarifying what happened, all right?
You guys have one. You're not tired. I am. It's not your mom. You're a professional and dispassionate. I saw my mom with all meat. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry about this.
I know it's not your fault.
Another discrepancy we have is the neighbor across the street said they seen you in the garage after 11 o'clock with the car running and you in the car.
11 o'clock seems late. Doesn't make any sense because I believe I went to bed at 11:15.
Okay, but even 10:30 would be late because you said originally that after going in from the movie, and you got the
We were home at 9:20.
Right, that you never went even back in the garage. So-
After throwing out the tomato paste, I don't recall going back in.
which you thought was before the show started and sometime around when your mom took the dog out, which was 9:30 to 10 o'clock.
She's saying that she's seen you in the garage
It's
with the car running. Let's split hairs. Let's say it was 10:30, 11:45. Is that possible?
I'm trying to think of why that would be. Why before I go to bed? Because this has to be right when I'm going to bed.
Notice the sudden cognitive collapse. A man who, moments ago, could recall the exact 4-digit alarm code and precise TV show broadcast schedules, suddenly suffers total amnesia about being in a sealed garage with a running engine late at night.
Why would I be out in the garage with the car running? And I can't think of it. I'm not certain that that's the case.
There's no way that and the garage door was open, and you shut the garage door.
I don't want to contradict myself because that looks bad in your eyes.
It doesn't
I
look bad,
don't recall bringing the car in. I recall my mother bringing the car in after she walked the dog, but I'm not going to tell you unequivocally. My recollection is my mother brought the car in.
Up until this point, Thomas was confident. He had locked in a neat timeline. He threw away a tomato paste can in the garage at 9:30 p.m., went to bed at 10:45 p.m., and never set foot in that garage again until 5:30 a.m.
If a neighbor across the street saw me bringing the car in, then I brought it in. But I don't recall that.
So it would have been closer to Tommy with the bat. Maybe did you?
I recall. You can check a TV program that was set in the '60s and ended with seeing Beatles tickets. Yes, I recall going straight from there to the bedroom. I have no recollection of going from there to the garage, and don't recall. I don't recall bringing the car into the garage last night. I recall my mom bringing the car into the
Where does
garage.
she normally keep her car keys?
I assume in her purse,
Okay.
to the best of my recollection.
Your neighbor next door at about 4:30.
Sign, yeah.
Well, when you're looking at your mom's house, right, standing there looking at it to the left, he said about 4:30, he heard the garage door open, and then he heard some banging doors and stuff. And the banging doors were closer to 5:30. And then I guess, did you see him this morning, or?
Yeah, I saw him. I was very pleased to see him because I thought that he was still in New Orleans. I said, "What are you doing home?" He said he got home at 4:30. I said, "This is great. Please go straight to a policeman and report what you saw."
Because he said that, you said twice, my mom's been murdered, And I didn't do it.
That may be. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Okay, but you didn't tell us that you seen him, but it concerns us that the garage door.
I saw Cy around 9 in the morning, 9 o'clock this morning, when he emerged from his house.
He said, I think he's saying this happened in the morning,
At 4:30?
5:30.
What happened at 5:30? Be precise, please.
I think, I didn't talk to him, okay, so I'm getting.
What are you talking about, sir?
That he seen you around 5:30 in the morning. You didn't see him?
I didn't see Cy at 5:30 in the morning, but I was outside the house at 5:30 because the rescue squads were arriving at that time.
Okay.
Right, but the garage door was open at that time.
Because I had opened the garage door.
I'm saying at 4:30.
That I have no idea.
But
When he was getting home at 4:30 is when he heard the garage door open.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
But you didn't hear that in the house you were sleeping?
I did not hear that.
That you didn't hear any of the doors banging or anything like that?
I didn't hear any doors banging. At what time were doors banging?
Let's say, maybe say between 4:30 and 5:30.
That's a big time. No, I didn't hear it. I believe, again, I'd like you to check the, of course you will, the 911 call. I was up, as I've said, between 5 and 10 minutes before that phone call.
Did you take a shower last night or this morning?
No.
So would any of the showers been wet at all?
I put my head under water when I woke up in order to awaken myself. In the bathroom, not the bathroom by where the clothing is, where the suit was, in the bathroom by my bedroom. I put my head under the thingy to awaken myself.
The thingy, a faucet in the sink? Or
No, the shower.
thingy in the shower?
The shower.
Okay.
As detectives pushed Thomas to explain his bizarre timeline after waking up at 3:45 a.m., he offered a hyper-specific physical detail that immediately raised alarm bells for the investigators. Sticking his entire head under the shower faucet to wake up. To an untrained ear, this sounds like an innocent, mundane detail. But to interrogators, this was a classic psychological indicator of an invented memory.
So you got up and I asked you if you went to the bathroom, I asked you what you did, and you said you don't remember, but you remember walking through the house, but now you all of a sudden remembered that
All of a
you
sudden.
stuck your head under a shower faucet when we asked you specifically
Yeah.
about whether you went to the bathroom, and you said you didn't know.
Now I recall. What's your name, sir?
Stephen, hi.
Steve. I'm telling you what I recall, what I don't recall. I recall putting my head, and I don't even know what time it was. I'm assuming it was this morning when I woke up at 5-ish, 5:15, whatever time, 5 minutes before the 911
But you
call.
had to be pretty panicky at 5:15.
I was pretty
You had to
panicky.
be at,
I was pretty panicky.
you had a flight at 6:45.
I was pretty
It takes
panicky.
almost an hour to get to town.
I was very worried that I was going to miss my flight, and I would therefore, with a penalty, have to take the following flight. There are other flights. I don't know when. I don't check the schedule.
Did you sleep pretty good last night? You sound sleeper?
I usually am a very sound sleeper. I usually have no trouble waking up when someone says, "Tom, get up." But I sleep. I sleep well. That is, when I put my head down, I go to sleep. I don't roll in bed or anything like that.
But you're not a sound sleeper. Like if the dog barked, you would have heard it, or
I'm 99.
doors were banging.
95% sure plus. But if I heard doors banging and or I heard Nikki barking, I would have awakened.
Let me ask you this, is it normal for you when you wake up to go under a shower? Because usually when I wake up, I'm sure when you wake
Yes,
up.
it's actually very normal for me to put my
I
head on.
go to a faucet and I turn on the cold water and, get the sleep out of my eyes.
It's normal for me to put my head underneath the shower.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and did you have your jeans on when you did that, or just?
I'm sure I had my jeans on.
Okay,
I'm sure I had my jeans on.
and then you put your socks and shoes on.
I don't. Yeah, probably. No. I'm gonna answer carefully. I don't know. I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I think so. I don't know.
No, if you don't know, you don't know.
Maybe you guys in your profession have learned to be very careful of monitoring your daily activities, all the minutia.
Well, yeah, and we have an eye for detail, and that's our job, okay? But you being a financial advisor also have to have an eye for detail, different things.
You keep on referring to me as an intelligent guy. I take that as a compliment. I don't know if I remember what I put
You're
my
a smart
socks and
guy.
shoes on.
But you're a smart guy.
You said that you had chili with your mom, and she had, you said, probably several glasses of wine, and you had...
Between one and two. I don't think she had more than two.
Okay, and you had one?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of glass were you drinking out of wine glasses?
No. It was funny last night. She usually drinks out of a wine glass. She took two non-wine glasses. I remember very clearly, this is one thing I remember. He said, I know you have your reasons. These are incredible questions. We had large water glasses that I brought to the table. I don't think they were the small water glasses, but they could be. I think they were the tall ones, but I could be wrong. They were the short ones. But she was drinking and I was drinking out of a non-wine glass.
What kind of glass was it?
For my mom, I recall thinking it was an orange juice glass.
Okay. The small ones?
No, a thin one.
Okay.
Not tall. And I can be wrong.
I'm just asking what you remember.
Steve, the reason you guys are asking me this is to determine whether I may have done this horrendous act and I did not. And that's what bothers me.
We're trying to account for things in the house.
I believe she drank out of a small orange juice glass with maybe 6 sides.
Okay. What about you? What were you drinking out of?
I believe I drank out of a wider glass, kind of like a whiskey glass.
Okay.
But these are my best.
Right.
I mean,
all I'm asking for is your recollection.
that's that's my best recollection.
Okay. What did you do with your glass when you finished? Did you guys clear everything up? Because what I'm essentially asking you is that did you guys drink your wine after dinner or during dinner or both?
My mom typically drinks during and after. I don't know whether she drank after. I know she drank during.
Okay, what about you?
I had during and after, but it was the same glass.
Okay.
I did the dishes.
Okay.
I
That was
did
the next question I was going to ask. Is who did
I did the dishes, and I put all the stuff in the sink to
Okay.
the left.
Yeah, in the drying rack.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a mangled thing, but
Yeah. Okay, let me, one more time, just trying to really understand order of events here, okay?
I'll do my best.
That's all I'm asking
I'm
for.
going to tell you again, you probably know this. This is an uncomfortable feeling because instead of providing information as best I have, sitting in this seat, you feel that you're a bit on the wrong side of the table.
Okay.
And it makes one very uncomfortable. Go ahead, I'll do my best.
Okay.
I don't know what lights were on in the house. I don't know what lights I turned on in the house.
Okay.
All I know is I either looked down the hall or walked down the hall. There are 2 washing and dryer on the left. I saw Nikki and I saw my mom, and I went out and I saw that it was bad.
Okay.
For what it's worth, I don't recall seeing a knife at that point. I recall seeing blood. I recall seeing Nikki drinking blood, licking blood, and saying, "Nikki, this is disgusting." And going back and getting towels and getting the phone to call 911 and getting there, and then again, I don't know. I guess I called 911 before I lifted the rack. That would make sense. I was seeing my mom's head, and this is very clear to me. You guys are focusing on whatever, I don't know why you focus on something. I just recall seeing her head between these 2 pieces, recall moving them away, because she told me to raise the forehead. Then I saw this knife. I'm pulling the knife out. I do not know if there was any gush of blood when the knife came out. I do not know if I did further damage. I don't even understand the question. I just recall being sick to my stomach and completely aware that my mother was dead and murdered and not died.
Okay.
And I didn't do it. I recall then, as I've said, saying in the phone, she's saying, breathe too. I think I did it. I think I recall saying, she's dead. And then she says, do 600 compressions and put the phone over here, and I was able to do it.
Okay.
There's something over there on the left. You guys know what it is. I don't know what it is. There was, you took photographs. You could take a look. If someone's on their knees by my mom, she's at an angle. The car is here. My mother is here. There's something over here. Is it empty?
Yes, mostly.
Excuse me. There's something over here. This is not relevant. There's something over here that I can put the phone on.
Okay.
And I am giving 240 or 250 compressions to my mom and saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the phone is there.
The shoe rack was here. Okay.
Okay,
You couldn't have kneeled next to your mother because the shoe rack was in the way.
but I did, and I was giving compressions.
The towels you brought out
Yeah,
were on top of the shoe rack, which means the shoe rack was already in the position that it was when you put the towels on top.
okay, I don't know what that means.
That means that what you're telling me about giving compressions and being kneeling next to her
Yeah.
after you move the shoe rack
Yeah, after I
doesn't
move
make
the
any sense.
I don't, then I'd like to see it.
Okay, it doesn't make any sense.
I think you're wrong, sir.
Mhm.
I think you're wrong.
Yeah, because the shoe rack is all laying over on its side.
I remember total chaos.
Okay, and the towels are on top of the shoe rack.
That could be. I think that you're making a wrong conclusion.
Okay,
I would like to see it,
okay.
and I say this with all respect. You're saying I couldn't give compressions?
I'm saying that the way you describe it, it would be very difficult because there was things in the way, so you couldn't kneel next to her.
But I was
She's
next
also
to her.
partially over the car.
But I was next to her.
Okay.
So take my DNA, which I'm sure you'll find, and run and do it. I was next. I wasn't. Excuse me.
Try.
In normal CPR, you're supposed to be like at a 90-degree angle.
Mhm.
I keep on trying to point out this is like a 45 or 135 or whatever. This is me. This is my mom. This is the car. I'm here.
Okay.
You telling me I couldn't do it? I know I did it.
Okay.
And I assume,
You did compressions.
seriously, I assume that you guys can, God, this is so vile. I assume that you can determine that I did it.
Yes?
So,
Okay.
So it's not making sense, and I understand
put the
your
pieces together.
perplexion.
No, I'm not
Well, you-
perfect.
If you got the pieces to put
I don't
together,
put it-
can you explain it to me?
No, John. I presume that's a message.
Yes.
I did not murder. My mom.
I'm not saying that, okay? What I'm saying is we need to put the pieces together, okay?
I can't control. I have nothing. I don't know anything about carbon monoxide.
Well, someone puked in the car.
It wasn't me.
Okay, so
And
maybe,
speaking of puking, I presume that you can tell from DNA. I'm assuming who did the puking. It wasn't me, for better or for worse. I will strongly think about it.
I know you want to,
Yeah, I
you
do.
want to cooperate.
Yeah, I do. But
But
it's not. It's not. I mean, you guys do what you have to do, but as you said, no one is unintelligent here.
Right, and we're after the same goal. See, we're all, yeah, we are after the same goal.
Not quite.
Oh, no, sir. We want to catch a killer here.
Right.
You want to catch a killer, and I
Yeah,
want to catch a killer.
but you are thinking a different thought
Sir,
than I am as to
I told
who
you
the killer
before
is.
what we need to do, okay? We need to get past you so we can move on, right?
Right.
Isn't that, I mean, you're an intelligent guy.
I
Doesn't
know.
that make sense to you?
Yes, John, it makes sense. What you're ignoring, and there's nothing with logic here. What time is it again? I'll tell you what I'm asking.
2:45.
2:45.
Yes, sir.
I got up at, let's say, 5:15, more or less. 9.5 hours ago, if I'm not mistaken. I'm very tired now. I get that. It's been an exhausting day.
With all due respect, okay?
9.5 hours ago.
I had the same amount of sleep. Now, I didn't go through the trauma that you went
That's the
through,
whole point.
okay?
So 9.5.
if you slept through the whole night,
I know, I was plenty alert. 9.5 hours ago, I saw,
it was very traumatic, and we're giving you the benefit of the doubt with that.
I saw the most.
Horrific. It was definitely horrific.
When I first saw my mom from a distance, and you will know better than I, of I'm guessing 3 feet, and with me being up here, and she being on the ground, it was bad. When I came back and whatever the word is, take off the 2 wires and lift her head up.
It was a shelving. It was wire shelving.
Wire shelving, thank you.
All right.
That
Actually
was
part of the
that
shoe
is
rack.
not the first time that you have seen something along that line. This is the first time that I have seen something along that line. And it was horrendous.
And then we got to magnify it another 100% because it was your mother. It just wasn't no stranger.
It was horrendous. Where do we do next now? Where do you want to go? I'd like to. Are we anywhere near concluding this, or we're not?
Yes, we are. Well, actually, I asked if you would give up your passports. First you said,
I'm inclined to do so. Allow me to ask a question.
sure.
If you choose not to arrest me, how long do I need to wait to get my passports back? In other words, I can't imagine leaving Florida. I don't know how these things say, but I'm assuming it's 6 or 7 days under the best of circumstances. That is, if you guys say, oh,
It's going to take you that long anyway to almost.
That's my point.
To get through the funeral.
Right.
And I can answer your question. I know what you're going to ask. You're going to say, how long is this going to take to get resolved?
Okay. I wasn't even going to go there.
But what I'd like to say is that hopefully with your cooperation, and if you had nothing to do with this, that we could, give you, a pass, all right, and then we can move on. But, like Steve's pointed out, we have these discrepancies. We have the discrepancies.
I haven't seen one yet. You keep on talking about it. I haven't seen it. And while you were gone, excuse me, I apologize for interrupting. I would really like, with you to revisit the crime scene. Did you chalk my mother? I don't know how you. What
We
you
don't
had.
do that anymore.
Okay.
We photograph it all. But
Because Steve was saying,
let's
bear with me. Steve was saying something. If I correct me if I'm misquoting you, that it was not possible for me to give my mother compressions. I'm telling you, and I'm hoping that the evidence will demonstrate that something is wrong. It's not either I don't know. It's not for me to speculate. Something fell over. Something wasn't. I was unequivocally able to give compressions, and I have no recollection of moving my mom's body, with the exception of removing the metal wiring, whatever it is, the shelving.
And the knife. Took the knife out.
Yeah, but I don't recall moving her body to do so. I mean,
Right, but you altered the crime scene. You moved the knife out, took the knife out of her neck.
I'm not talking about that. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's not. I wasn't referring to that. I'm talking about her body.
Well, again, we're talking about details, and details are, you remove the knife, and then you remove the wire shelving. But then what Steve is saying.
I think I removed the wire shelving first.
Right, but what Steve is saying is that the wire shelving is moved back. Because what Steve is saying, it's almost physically impossible for you to do.
Then something must. Then you got to determine. You have to determine, because with all respect, you're wrong. I mean, you see what you see. I'd like to go there. I'd like to go there with you because you're wrong. And I'm hoping, as disgusting as it is, I'm hoping that my mom's chest will show that you're wrong.
What I'd like to do is at a later time, probably not today, but maybe tomorrow, is show you these crime scene photos in black and white.
Absolutely.
Or actually in color, all right? And you can see what we're seeing.
I'd like to be one step better.
Right.
I'd like to go back there.
Well, it's not the same anymore. The body's been moved, all right, but it's all documented. We documented it with video, all right? So we can look at a video, or we can look at the crime scene photo.
And you can look at my mom's chest cavity.
Well, unfortunately, they're doing that now, and we'll be able to tell whether the chest bone is broken.
I think it is, because I heard this horrible sound.
If you heard the crack, then I'm sure it's broken. And like we told you before, let me ask you this, all right, let's put
Will this
out there.
resolve, will this resolve one of the discrepancies, as you say?
What's that?
What, if, assuming that the medical examiner, this is really vile, this whole thing is vile. Assuming the medical examiner evidences that I did with compressions, will that resolve one of the discrepancies?
Sure.
I'd like to know, I think I have a right to see them on paper, but the others
That
are.
will be part of the autopsy. And this, once
No,
this,
other discrepancies, because you guys know what you want to ask me, and I have no idea what you want to say. So it's a little unfair. I'd like to know, is this permissible, what these so-called discrepancies are?
oh, I think we pointed it out to you. The wire on top of your mom.
Okay, that's
Where
wrong.
it makes it,
Okay,
that makes it almost impossible. for
you,
you to trust.
with all respect,
Okay,
you're wrong.
your mother was kind of underneath the car, so that and again would be difficult to do.
And what happens when you find out, John, that indeed there were compressions on her chest? 240 of them or 250 of them?
You want me to apologize?
No, not at all.
What are you looking for?
As detectives begin tightening the vice stacking the neighbor's testimony, the shoe rack contradiction, the car vomit, the illusion of control completely shatters.
To go home.
You can go home right now.
No, I mean to go home. To be done with this.
Let me ask you this, I know this is gonna mention it. You didn't kill your mother, right?
I did not kill my mother, and I would take a lie detector test.
You would?
Yes. I don't want to take it right now, if you don't mind. I happily take it tomorrow, the next day, the next day,
That's a
the next day.
possibility, I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
All right, but if there's something about the car running at 4 o'clock in the morning, there's
I
something
know
about the
nothing
garage
about
door
that.
going up.
Fine, I know nothing about that.
But it was you that was seen with the car running.
Well, this was at
The
11,
garage.
no, this was at like a 10:30 to 11.
Right.
There's 2 different times that you've seen, and that's one of the discrepancies, is we can't account for what the neighbor's saying and what you're saying.
You know that's at 11:15 or 11 o'clock at night.
But you said you went to bed at 11:15.
I do believe I did.
And we asked you specifically
Yes,
if
you
you went
did.
into the garage.
And I
You
said no.
You said the only reason I went into the garage was to put the can of
Tomato
empty
paste.
tomato paste in the recycling bin. That's what you said.
That is
And we
correct.
said, what time? And you said 9:30. Right.
That's right.
That's what you said.
That's correct.
But that's in direct contradiction to what the neighbor's saying across the street.
Then-
The neighbor said specifically, seen you in the car. And you seen the neighbor and the garage door went down. So how do we count for that?
I don't.
But there's
I
a
don't.
reason. There's a reason that
I don't recall being in the garage at that time.
let me ask you this. This is a stupid question, but if you did kill your mother, would you admit it? If you did,
It's a-
if you did kill your mother, would you admit it?
I can't imagine doing it.
I said it was a stupid question.
I can't imagine admitting it.
But if you did do it, would you admit it?
You're painting me to, I don't know where this is going, but it's not good, but I'll answer your question. I don't even know why you asked that question. The only reason why anybody, myself included, would admit to doing something if there is an explanation which legitimizes it. I had no reason, I have no reason to hurt my mom.
But you'd be surprised. There's motives that you could have had an argument.
No.
It could have been money.
I
When an innocent person is asked if they would admit to murdering their own mother, their response is immediate, emotional, and absolute. No, because I didn't do it. Or, why would I admit to something I didn't do?
I'd be happy to have lie detector test.
Okay, but if you killed her, would you admit it? Just
If I killed her, again,
Killed your
you're-
mother, would you sit here and tell us, yes, you did?
just
Again, if
because
I
it's
answer-
vile. It's very vile. The way that's the word you've been using. It's vile.
Yeah.
Your mother's dead. All right, someone killed her. No
It
doubt.
wasn't I.
Those are two facts, okay?
Those are two facts. I'll give you a third.
And it wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
Okay, and that's what we're trying to move past,
Good.
okay? And my question again is, if you killed her,
And
would you
I believe
admit-
the answer I gave you a second ago. And I don't know how you can want to misuse this against
You
me.
said there's mitigating
Is that
circumstances.
if, and I was watching the game, she was very cheerful. She was very cheerful.
Let me ask you this, what was the last word you spoke to your mom? What was the very last word you said to her? Was it, good night, Mom, I love you? Or was it?
Good night.
Good night?
Good night, Mom.
Give her a kiss?
No. I usually don't, but that's not.
Well, you didn't realize it was gonna be the last time you seen her, I'm sure,
It wasn't the last time. The last time I saw her was this morning.
alive. So when you got up to go to bed last night from the couch, she was still on the couch, the other couch with Nikki.
I believe so. Yes. I think yes.
You quantify everything with I believe so. It's, see, we're not there, Tom.
I'm sorry, John. I am now concerned about you guys trying to paint me into a corner over some detail of minutia. And I'm very hopeful that the medical examiner's report, even if it can't nail down the exact time of death, will allow a time frame that will be
How is that going to help in this investigation as far as the time frame? What if she was killed?
because she was alive at 11:15 when I said goodnight.
Okay. So what if the medical examiner says it was 2:00 in the morning? What is that going to do?
I don't know, but it means that she was alive at 11:15 when I said goodnight, Mom. Because you're asking me questions about when she was with us. And I'm trying to give you answers about when she was not with us.
Okay, so you're getting upset with me.
Hello?
But I'm trying not to get you upset, all right? Because I keep telling you, we're on the same team here, all right? We want to get to the bottom of this.
Right.
But maybe there was a mitigating circumstance.
No, John, nothing happened. I know the question. I understand. I appreciate you asking. Nothing happened.
Mhm.
Nothing happened. My mom was she was fine. Her last comment to me at the dinner table, not our last comment, was, I wish you would come in town every month. So if you're trying to get me, I'm sorry, the coin just fell. Took me a second. I'm not as smart as you think.
Yes, you are. You are very smart.
Not as smart as you think, John. I did not kill her. There were no mitigating circumstances to justify me killing her. There were no mitigating circumstances to justify any member of my family killing her. I don't see the relevance of the question of what I admitted.
Why would you say something like that? Why would you say there's no mitigating circumstances for my
Because I was thinking of Ellen and Abby.
Well, did they show up last night?
No, of course not.
Well, that didn't even enter into my brain.
Okay, well, enter into my brain right now. You're convicted.
Is that a possibility?
No. She did not commit
I mean, well, let's go to motive with money, okay? I mean, your mom is worth
a lot of money.
$4 to $5 million.
Absolutely.
All right, so you have 4 siblings. You split it 4 ways.
Yes and no.
That means
Actually,
you
I'll give you a stronger motive against me.
Okay.
We split it 3 ways, and we're responsible, the 3 of us, for making sure that my third sister,
It's taken care of.
is taken care of.
Right, you already told us that.
Right. My mom is remarkably generous. We had no conversations about money. I would like very much to have a lie detector test about that.
You give me your passports and we can go? How's that?
I will give you my
Okay,
passports.
we're going to keep it like that, all right? Why don't we,
We're speaking candidly. Are you worried me it's a flight risk with a burial coming?
No, what I want to do is make sure my bosses don't get mad at me, all right, that I'm not doing the right thing here. Okay? So if
You are the boss.
I'm not the
No,
boss,
you're not the boss.
I'm a detective, all right? I'm just a detective, that's all I am. All I have to worry about is me, okay?
All right, I get news for you. I'm envious of you because the way these questions are going, and I'm telling you again, with all respect,
You're not going to offend me. So
you are so wrong about the chest compressions. I hope that I'm asked about that.
No,
Lie
we're gonna
detector?
get, what we're
I
gonna
hope
do
that
is,
the medical evidence.
we're gonna get pictures. All right?
Was it, what kind of picture? For the medical examiner?
No, we're gonna get crime scene pictures, and we're gonna say, look at this, okay? And then you can explain that.
Okay, absolutely.
Is that fair?
Yeah,
But I
very
wanna-
much
I
so,
wanna
very
leave-
much
I
so.
wanna leave it like this so that everyone's cool. We'll give you a ride
I'm
back.
a little uncool.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
have you ever,
know what's gonna happen?
have
You're
you've
gonna
never
get
been, I'm not accused, you've
I've been
never been
accused. I've been-
murdered?
No, not a murder. But I've been accused of, I go to, internal affairs on occasion.
Okay,
And I feel what it's like,
I'm glad you haven't slapped me around.
We don't do that
I know.
anymore.
I was thinking,
We don't do that anymore.
I want to
This
ask
is
a question. I'm sorry, go ahead then, go ahead then.
This is what's gonna happen, okay?
Yeah, I want
You're
to,
gonna get back and you're gonna tell your sister and your brother-in-law, those detectives grilled me for 2 hours.
yeah, and they think that I may well have done it, and that's a
And
fact.
then they're gonna say, well, why didn't they arrest you? All right, and we're gonna say, what?
I'll tell you exactly what you're going to say. You're going to say you're waiting to see
Oh,
this, you're waiting to
sure.
see that, you're waiting to do this, and that's fine.
But that's not,
I did not kill my mom. I would like to have a lie detector test. But my question about that is, am I entitled to have a lie detector test with the defense attorney present, or,
absolutely.
okay, I may ask for
Not
that.
present. Not like present during the test, but you can have an attorney at any time, just like your rights.
I don't need an attorney. I didn't kill my mom.
All right, well, good. Well, let's stick with that. All right, let's go. All right, we'll give you a ride back.
I'd like to ask one other question. Friend to friend,
Yes, sir.
you asked me about mitigating circumstances because you thought that maybe I was angry or whatever, and I have this motive in the corner, and I'm going to say, yeah, I did it, but this is why.
Mhm.
I don't have a motive.
Whoever killed her had a motive, whether it was someone that broke into the house.
So I was starting to tell you before we left, and this is a teeny, and I'm hopeful about something. This is a teeny detail, and I'll connect it to what I'm hopeful about. The teeny detail. On Friday when we were in Gainesville, before we arrived here, my mom got a message that the alarm had gone off. So apparently she had it on, she had set it. And when she left for Gainesville, obviously. She called the neighbor who lives across the street. Her name is Donna. Her husband gave me this clothing. Donna came by on Friday because she wanted to know if everything had been set up in terms of the alarm. The point I'm going to make about this, the front door was open. The alarm was not on. I don't know whether ADT can let you guys know about doors that were opening last night.
Okay, it's possible.
Assuming they can, then they can let you know when the front door was open.
Do you know who has a key to your mom's house?
I'm told that the neighbor across the street who I'm referring to has one.
That would be Donna.
That would be Donna. The answer to your question is no, I don't. That's the answer to your question. But I wouldn't be surprised if all 4 neighbors, or at least you should ask them. There are neighbors, 2 on each side and 2 immediately across the street. They will answer that question.
Were you aware that your mom loved you so much?
She said to me last night at dinner that she wishes I would come every month. Because just coincidentally, I've come both last month and this, and the previous month she saw me in Israel. But this just couldn't happen. I want to clear this. I have no motive. I did not kill my mom. I'm willing to take a lie detector test. I want to go home as soon as I can. And I want to deal with so-called discrepancies. I'm telling you, I really want to go to the crime scene with you guys. These are not discrepancies. There's something wrong.
Well, this would have helped us, okay? And if we could just come back and if you didn't remove the knife, obviously she was dead, so you didn't need to do CPR. Things like that. If you had just discovered her, called 911 and said, you know what, she's dead.
I did.
Right, I know, but you removed the knife. That doesn't help us, okay? That's what we call like altering the crime scene. You can see our point, right?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what I'm trying to point out.
Sure.
All right, just little things like that. All right, and I understand it's hard. Like you don't remember what lights were on. you know, that's hard. But, you know, if you found her in the middle of the night and it was bright, then you would think that, you know, the garage light would have been on, right?
I don't know. It's not impossible. But you should check it at night, and I welcome you to come at night. And because I'm not saying one or the other, you should determine whether if the corridor light, which has the washing machine and the dryer, if that light is on, you will see with your own eyes what one can or cannot see in the garage.
What will be interesting to see if when that screen door is closed, because it's like spring loaded, whether you can look down that hallway and see the dog.
Okay, so,
That will be interesting.
okay, and let's suppose to take a discussion that I can't. All that means, John, is one of two things. It means one of two things.
Right.
It means either I'm not telling the truth, or it means I walked down the hallway because the light was on and I heard Nikki outside. And I can't tell you.
Are you ready to go?
I'd like to go.
Let's go. What do you think, Steve?
Let's go.
So,
Fine. We'll take the man home.
We'll see where we're at with the crime scene.
right now, in terms of passwords, do I get some kind of document from you guys that say that you have my
Well,
passwords?
actually, you're not gonna be able to give us them back today anyway, because
They're probably your luggage, aren't they?
and,
They're either in the luggage or in a blue, is it blue or is it green? I think it's blue case.
they're in the house.
They're in the house. And maybe the blue case is inside the luggage, maybe it's not, I don't know.
They're in the house, so you're actually not gonna be able to release them.
Oh, because I can't get into the house.
You can't get in the house.
Well, that solves that.
Can you guys get my medications?
Yes, we can. And where are those at? We're talking away.
Thank you.
Despite the mounting evidence, Thomas was initially released without charge while police built their case. Taking advantage of his dual citizenship, Thomas fled back to Herzliya, Israel, leaving his sister Ellen to fight for a decade to bring him to justice. In 2017, Israeli authorities arrested him. And after a legal battle lasting over 5 years, Thomas Gross was extradited back to Manatee County, Florida. In 2022, a full 10 years after Ina Gross was murdered in her garage, a jury saw right through the polite, calculating facade. Thomas Gross was found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into criminal interrogations.